On today's video, we're going to review one of my favorite business books and one that I think everyone should read if you own a business or you're a part of a business to understand brand and marketing and who you are as a business. The book we're reviewing today is Primal Branding by Patrick Hanlon. Hey, my name's Jeremy Goodrich. I'm the owner of Shine Insurance Agency and your host on the Shine Insurance YouTube channel and the Scratch Entrepreneur podcast. Today, we're reviewing a book, and it's one of my favorites. I couldn't be more excited to share Primal Branding by Patrick Hanlon. It's a book that I learned about maybe 1 or 2 years ago and have read 3, 4, 5 times and really try and model my business and my thinking about brand off of this book. So here's the basic concept. Think about your brand in the same way you would a tribe. If you're building a proper brand, you're also building a wonderful tribe, a group of people who are excited about you, who tell others about you, who generally just see your brand as a part of their life. They're excited to get new things, they're excited to get new information, and they're simply excited to be a part of it. Patrick Hanlon talks about this in 7 different ways. So let me just talk about each element separately. The first part of a tribe is a creation story. This is simply what you say when someone says, well, where'd you come from? How'd you start your business? So for Shine, our creation story is that Mackenzie and I started a business together. Mackenzie is a 3rd-generation insurance agent. I was a school teacher. We got together, decided it made sense to create an insurance agency that was all about educating people and making insurance easier for them. And that's our creation story. So right off, you get a sense of who we are, who owns the business, why our business exists, and you have a little bit of a creation story there. So Patrick says, that's the first part of it. What's your creation story and how can you describe that to people? The second part of the Primal Branding code is your creed. Basically, what are you here for? Why are you around? Why are you doing what you do? And why is it special and different? So for Shine, our creed is we're changing the way people feel about insurance. Simply put, that's just whatever that means. We're making it easier for them. We're trying to help them understand better. We're getting them better coverage, insurance, all that kind of stuff. So what's your creed? How do you know how to explain your creed to other people very quickly in 1 sentence or less? Number 3 in the tribal code is your icons. So for Nike, it's the swoosh. For McDonald's, it's the golden arches. What is your icon? Usually this could be a logo of some kind. So our icon for Shine is really the light bulb. So for Scratch Entrepreneur, we have the light bulb there. For Shine, we've got the light bulb there. The light bulb continues through all of our different products. The New Home Buyer's Guide is the same way. So let me get this back to Scratch Entrepreneur. But you see that our light bulb is kind of our visual icon. We have a logo for different things, but they always have the bulb inside of them. And for us, that has to do with being smart. It has to do with the light of Shine. All kinds of metaphors associated with that light bulb we feel connect with our tribe and who we are as a brand. It doesn't always have to be a visual thing. Sometimes we see commercials and they have, some jingle or whatnot that really connects people's brain with your brand. And that is their icon. So your icon could be visual, it could be sound, it could be a lot of things, but it's some simple, quick thing that makes someone immediately think of your tribe or your brand. For football teams, that could be like their helmet or whatever. So there's lots of different examples of the icon, but the icon is really the third part of the tribal branding code. The fourth part, and really almost the heart of it all, is the rituals. So in life, we have rituals, right? We go to weddings, we go to funerals, we go to graduation ceremonies. There are tons and tons and tons of rituals that exist in our life, and they make our life feel stable and continuous, and we know they're coming, and we know what to expect, and it makes the connection with all of those things much deeper. Your brand should have rituals too. What are the things that happen with your brand that repeat themselves over and over again? Maybe it's the way you communicate. Maybe it's something that you say each time you communicate. Maybe it's something that you wear as you go to different places or whatnot. Maybe it's activities that happen. We have in our town in Bloomington, there's some lights that get turned on the day after Thanksgiving. We always have a party the day after Thanksgiving. We always have those kinds of events that are repetitious. In the business that we do, we have repetitious activities so that people see the same thing over and over again, and they get used to those rituals in our brand. So what are the rituals in your brand? How are you making sure that the things you do are repetitious in some way? They don't have to be boring or anything like that, but how are they repetitious so that people know what to expect? And when they get that from you, it's reminded of why they work with you and why they enjoy being a part of your tribe and being a part of your brand. Number 5 is super key and can be hard for a lot of people, and that is having a non-believer. Another side, people who you just simply are not for. And that's a good thing. If you're not for someone, then you're for somebody else, right? And so sometimes pointing out, who you're not for our business, for Shine, we're not for the person who's just shopping for the absolute lowest price and doesn't care at all about what coverage they get from their insurance. They think insurance companies are just a bunch of baloney, and they just want to find the cheapest possible thing they can get away with to be legal for whatever it is they're doing. Those are the non-believers in our world. Those are the folks that we're just not here for. There are plenty of insurance companies that are out there that are exactly for that person. We're going to give you the cheapest thing. We don't care about coverage. Just, buy it from us. That's simply not us. So those are our non-believers. By describing our non-believers, we've also said who we do want to have in our business tribe. We want to have folks who are interested in understanding their insurance, who want the right coverage, even if it costs a little bit more, and obviously want access to companies that have the best prices for that right coverage. But we want that kind of person who actually cares about how the process works and wants to work with someone who's going to take good care of them. So by describing my non-believer, I kind of threw out who my tribe is as well. So who's your non-believer? Who's not for you? Who is the type of person, the type of client that you absolutely don't want to be connected with and don't want to be working with? And how can you describe that? Obviously being careful, and it's important to describe it in a nice way and not, demean those people or anything like that. But how can you describe that in your branding and the way you talk about your business so that people know who you're for and who you're not? No business likes getting a phone call from someone who's going to take a ton of your time and not be an ideal client anyway. So describing that from the very beginning is a key part of creating a tribe that is actually the ideal client that you want to work with. So that's a key part of the Primal Code, and I think a great piece of what everyone should be doing with their brand. Okay, number 6 is the second to last one, and this is called the sacred word. And this one's a little harder for me, but essentially it's like the lingo and language that people who are inside your tribe understand. So you think about religions, they have lots of sacred words, right? Things that people inside of that religion understand that people who are outside of it may not. But your brand should have that too. Maybe it's a certain program you have. For us, it's the Giving Back program where we give back to communities in our town, and maybe we haven't named that very well because it's not really like a hard sacred word, right? It kind of is an obvious language, and maybe if we named it differently, then people inside of our community would know about it, and when they're sharing with other people about why Shine is such a great brand and is such a great business to work with, they would share some of those sacred words with the other person, and now someone else feels like they're inside of a tribe or a community of people that they weren't before. That's going to attract them to want to work with you, to want to be avid fans of your brand because they've gotten to be inside of something that maybe other people don't understand as well. So that's the sacred word. And finally, really simply, a good tribe has to have a leader. This is someone who puts their neck out, who describes who they are clearly, who says, this is who we are. Hopefully you like us. If you don't, that's totally fine. We're not for everybody. And who is present in all of those conversations, who's present in the brand. If you have videos and things of that nature, then your face is there. Obviously, I'm doing that as the leader of Shine Insurance. There's lots of different ways to have a leader for your tribe, but if you're following the Primal Code, if you're building a smart brand, you're going to have a leader of some kind. Sometimes people use a mascot as a leader. That's okay. You don't necessarily have to use your own face or voice as the leader of your business. But the better honed your leader is, the more clear the leader of your brand is, the more attractive your brand's going to be, and the more people are going to want to be a part of that tribe because they can connect with the leader. Okay, so that was Patrick Hanlon's Primal Brand. Really, his book goes in tons of detail on all 7 of those things. And then after breaking down those 7 things, he goes into all kinds of detail on how you can actually integrate those things into your business, into your brand, into your tribe. So I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you go right below and get his book. Absolutely worth it. Again, I think about these concepts every time I'm thinking about the Shine Insurance brand and how we move it forward. So now I want to hear from you. What do you think about the tribal idea when thinking about brand? Total baloney? Totally makes sense? What were some pieces that you liked, pieces that you didn't like? Love to hear that in the comments below, and I'd be more than happy to answer some of those comments and connect with you on it. This has been our first book review, one of my favorite books here at Shine Insurance. We'll definitely be doing more of those, so keep your eye out for that. Until the next time, have a wonderful day.